I'm doing great. Good to see you again in person, Maegu.
Good to see you again
So
too.
I
Please.
just yeah, I have a very few things to say. What happened is a civilian coup. And this is a very simple thing to do. Put in a billionaire drug baron and a corrupt individual on the party ticket. The billionaire drug baron is a man we do not know. We don't know his name, school, parents, several forgery allegations which have been proven, has a different date of birth, popularly known to be corrupt. The billionaire drug baron uses his stolen resources to buy party delegates as much as $30,000 per delegate. The billionaire drug baron corrupts and buys the INEC chairman who declares him winner at 4 a.m. against any reasonable basis, putting the electoral act in the mud. They tell you to go to court. Both the appeal and Supreme Court, against all sensible litigation, maintain that the billionaire drug baron was validly elected, which goes against our constitution. He rules for 4 years. This is a bad precedent for the country, a template anyone can adopt. We tried our best. You can't expect honey from a dustbin. Enjoy the next 4 years of helplessness. We've lost our police. We've through the NSAP. We've lost our judiciary. We've lost our school system. We've lost our educational system. We've lost everything that makes Nigeria a country. And I'll finally summarize by the owner of Abuad University, Ado Ekiti. He said that when he was a professor in University of Lagos, that a young man has the highest score. So when graduating, he made a first class in chemistry. He sponsored this young man to do his master's. And when this young man came back after completing his master's degree, he was like, wow, congratulations. Now I can sponsor you to go ahead and do your PhD. The young man told him no. He was like, why? The young man told him, hey, the person that I did secondary school with is now the chairman of my local government. He have different fleet of cars. He built his own house. Why am I going to do a PhD when somebody that just made only secondary school certificate is now more successful than I am? Then the professor started crying. And now he realized that the only profitable business in Nigeria is politics. And maybe I can even add the Adeboyes, the politicians, and the clergymen and the imams. These are the only profitable business in a country that we want to grow their economy. We have actually think that there's so much that we in diaspora can do so that we can clean up this mess that this wasted generation have already cost us. We can picture out a way, if there's a way we can verify people, then we can go on maybe a WhatsApp group or something where confidential, because we have to start the journey of pushing back. Our children cannot contain, and we cannot keep going Nigeria this way. This has been 60-something years of backwardness, and we cannot continue this way and allowing this wasted generation to control our destiny. Enough is enough. And I rest my case here, Maegu. I love you and I appreciate you all.
Thank you so much, Zeus. I do appreciate it and I really love you too. Thanks a lot for that. Yes, we are going to get on to the next person. I hope it works for us at this time. Dr. Agbede.
Yes, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. How are you?
Very well,
yes,
sir.
Yes. Now that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has affirmed the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yeah, that does not deter the FBI to continue their investigation concerning the CSU case. Now, could you imagine that right now the image of Nigerian abroad is very bad due to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's forgery case. Even the Nigerian people, that is the Tinubu people, the way Amina, they always use the restaurant businesses as a cover up for their organized scammers. They also use the churches to cover up their identity fraud, forgery, security cases. So, for now, the, the FBI, they are still on it, this forgery case, and you can contact them on 1-800-225-5324. Meanwhile, meanwhile, all employers in America have been doing memos instructing them that ever as Nigeria system origin open should and must as a matter of security concern, let them reapply for that particular job he or she is doing on their respective workplaces. Any question to this security concern should that directed to FBI on 1-800-225-334. So that's my today.
Thank you. Doctor, I know we have a very bad network, by the way, but the message is still, you still managed to deliver the message. Thank you so much, sir. And you should have a very good one, okay? Dr. Agbede, that the Supreme Court in Nigeria legalized Tifnumbu's crimes will not stop what the world see Nigeria as. They cannot expect, I mean, somebody like me now to become image launderer for a drug dealer simply because I want to be patriotic. You're not going to expect so many of us to defend a certificate forger that we know have no real economic plan, that they have no real developmental plan or any way forward plan at all. But yes, they are always like, you know what I mean? Blame the people who are the victims of their own political decisions and all of that stuff, okay? So I have other parliamentarians. Once you finish presenting, you don't have to come back on, okay? Dr. Agbede, you know, for us to create a space for others. So that is you there. Hey, so I've got Stan. Now, Stan, I'm going to have you ready when you are, okay? But just give me a moment while I finish this, right? So we all know that, I mean, if they say the election is over, the charade is over. I mean, that would be one right thing they have said, truly, okay? Then the consequences of all of the abracadabra is about to eat everybody now. So they're going to ask you to be patriotic. They're going to ask you not to call Tifnumbu his real name. And they're going to actually like blame you, just like they will also spread more of this ethnic, tribal, and religious hate speeches and all that. In fact, they are going to actually do you exactly what Bukwari did you. Well, this time around, even worse. Okay? But, well, that's me. I'm going to go to Stan. Stan, are you okay like that? Or you need to bring the camera closer? Hang on, I think I muted or mute you.
I'm having my earphone. It's okay.
Oh, do you? Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Now I am going to have you let you have your own shot there, okay? Because you seems to be the one who put on his camera. I have other 4 people there, and I don't even know why people do that. Okay, right? So you can watch this podcast on your.
Yes, Mr. Maego, I've been following you, listening to you. This is my first time calling in and participating in the parliament. I'm calling from Dubai, UAE. You know. So the election have come and gone, as we can see. but everybody see the truth. P2B, if things were allowed to go smoothly, P2B would have, carried the votes landslide. But we see all what's happened. The disenfranchisement of voters in Lagos, and all the thuggery that went on. And all these whole things, why Lagos is best, is because they purposely make sure that the southeast areas where they're supposed to have seaports, airports, they don't allow those developments to go in there. Now, when you make Lagos the only comfort place and Abuja, you will see people from the far east and people from other parts of Yoruba lands concentrating in Lagos State. At the end of the day, they will be complaining. Go back to your state, but they purposely don't want to develop those states. You see? So those are the whole problems we have. And Nigeria, the way it is now, I don't think we'll have remedy. Because as we speak now, some people are suggesting to bring some like-minded people together and form a group. In that very, very group, if you ever form such thing, maybe if you have 10 people in that group, one among those 10 people will come in there to sell that very something to make money. And Tinubu, the way he is now, is a very kind of a thuggery system of governance. He's always ready to buy up the highest, pay up the highest, anybody who wants to sell out. He will always get his way in and pay off somebody to come and be a saboteur in the midst. At the end of the day, you see that the whole thing you're trying to organize will become a shamble. Using one person, like they use these two men in LP, Lamida Papa and the other useless guy. What was his name? I forgot his name. If anyone can remind me the name of that guy.
I can tell you. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Loud and clear.
Arabambi.
Oh, that guy. Whenever I see him talking, I feel like I don't know how to describe him. Sometimes they will post his video on our group. I will say, this guy is a pounds. Nobody should listen to him. He's just somebody he's just an Agbadorian. He collects his money. He wants to cause confusion. You see, so Nigeria now, the way it is, because of what the Supreme Court have done, it will be hard to get the country going again, because now everybody is for sale in that very country. You collect your own share, you move on. That is nothing we can do about it. That is for the next 8 years, like you probably prophesied. Anybody who comes to stand in who are you going to vote for? At the end of the day, APC will not let the vote to be peaceful and straightforward. They will try to manipulate. So there is no way any genuine person can come up. Even those AP members in the House of Assembly, they will all decamp to APC, because now they'll be flashing them money. And that is where they are devaluating the Nigerian currency, because they are trying to buy their way through. Those monies are going to America. One of your video, you are saying that in the Chicago University, they wanted to have a press conference, the people of Nadeko, and they said the place had been taken over. I think 2 days ago video. Don't be surprised that those Nigerian money is being what they exchange to dollar and went there to make sure they disorganize whatever program they're holding against Tinubu there and pay people off to cause problem. And that very Nigerian naira keep going down, because this man is trying to buy legitimacy with money, and he keeps spending that money while people are suffering. So the only thing he does there is, if you pose an opposition to him, he will pay you off, and the poor people will keep suffering. So how can a country go forward in that kind of situation? It seems you see it's very, very difficult to move on that. That was why sometimes we would try to support the madness coming from the side of Mr. Simon Ekpa, because for him, he's not listening. He just wants to mess up everything, because the way the country is going, if you compromise with them, you don't know what you get at the end of the day. So let everybody just get mad and scatter the whole thing until we come to realize that regional governance is the best way to go. And that is the best solution for this very madness. Otherwise, there is nothing else. Central government cannot fix it. Tinubu is employing all his colleagues and cronies and people who supported him to seize power. So he's not going to have the time to develop anywhere. Look at the roads, southeast, southwest connection roads. All of them are very dilapidated. Nobody is maintaining them. Fashola was there. They just want to make sure that the money they stole during Buhari regime, nobody queries them about that, and they'll keep on cashing in. So to what ends? So the country is gone. There is no remedy. There is no remedy.
And
The only thing is that if we can get if we can get people maybe in the middle belt to be as mad as Simon Ekpa, then get a mad person in Yoruba land as mad of like Simon Ekpa, then we all join hands together and cut off the whole thing. At the end of the day, you see that these very politicians are very few. We'll get them to their knees and we'll come to negotiation table. And the country will be divided regionally. That is the only solution I see in this. Otherwise, no any negotiation. If you bring reasonable people to the table, they will bribe half of them, then you will see yourself standing alone. So it's nonsense. It cannot work that way.
Bless you.
So that is the way I view it.
Thank you.
So, keep on going. You are watching. Sometimes I hope he's allowed to download your video from YouTube, because sometimes my time here is past 12 midnight. So what I do the next day, I download it. When I go to the gym, I use it for my workout. I hope he's allowed to download. I'm committing offense doing that.
Very much stand for all this support, because I could feel every bit of them anyway. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, bro.
Nice.
Keep it up. God bless.
So I am kind of feeling like people are not listening to me. And when people are not listening to me on the simple instruction, I just feel like, it's not really good. And it's a time for me to probably just change the whole thing and then I go a different direction. What do I mean? I currently have about 5 other parliamentarians here that put up, they actually removed their video. They are there. And it's like they just put that on to just watch me through the StreamYard, or just forgot that they were actually planning to join this broadcast. So, and then, you need to put your video on, okay? If you want to be part of this tonight. Indeed, everybody should get ready for what is coming, and you need to take a position, okay? The last time, just a few minutes or so ago, when just before we came on, I was reading where they were telling Tifnumbu that if he has anything to actually really offer anybody, he should begin to talk about a restructuring of Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Somebody will not get legitimacy, that maybe he can use that to worm his way to the heart of a lot of people who have distanced themselves from Nigeria. So restructuring. Have you forgotten that the shitty man already told you, restructuring my puts? Okay. They are just going to paint pictures for you, the pictures of Nigeria of Elon Musk. And then they will now give you the Nigeria of Assad in Syria. Sure you understand? Because Nigeria is already structured the way the owners of Nigeria wanted it to be. I saw some of my own people a few days ago, Yorubas, who are like, Tinubu could surprise everybody. You know, Nigerians love to create imagination, no go kill majority of you. And that is so kind of sad, I have to say, because your imaginations are always the imagination of what you wish the ruiners of Nigeria are thinking. Do you understand? And wishes don't pay bills. Wishes don't fix economy. Wishes, right, don't provide security. Actions does. Do you get that now? So these criminals are made it so hard for the majority of you that in their failure, you are imagining for them. Okay? You're imagining things for them and be like, if they said they can, only if they can just try that. Only if they can. No. It is going to be a gruesome, grueling 4 years and extended for 8 years. They're already saying that. A lot of you will learn what a state capture truly means. A lot of you will understand what a year means in your life. Talk of 4 years and 8 years, okay? 24 years ago. Some of those who are in Nigeria today were not born 24 years ago, or probably were born. Well, some of them were not. Today, the country that had no plan for you have stolen 24 years of your life. If you are 24 years and below, watching my video right now, you have grown up to know what is called hustling. Hustling for survival. Do anything you can. Well, the Supreme Court of Nigeria did something yesterday. They sort of destroyed everything that majority of us who were the generation before yours were told. Do you understand? You have to do everything legitimately. You have to earn everything by merit. That was the moment people were proud of their own achievement because they make their resources in a clean way. They are not so greedy and selfish. And they were like, you know what I mean? You go see Papa they work, Mama they teach. Papa they do civil service here as an engineer or something. Mama is a midwife or a nurse or something. So at the end of the day, they lived moderately in different parts of that country at the time, and they raised their children. Well, unfortunately, they raised their children to be godly. And whether you want to be a Muslim or you want to be a Christian, you need to go to school. You need to get your certificate. You must earn it. You must merit it. And if you merit the best grade, if you earn the best grade as merit, you will merit a good job. And just like that, the society was supposed to be built. Now, somebody who forged his own certificate, who never went to any school, forged his own certificate. Somebody who was a drug dealer, money back for the drug dealers, an accountant to the drug dealers, heroin trafficker, is the president of Nigeria today. And majority of you who were kind of taught to do things legitimately, rightly, follow this and that. Today, you now know that it is a pure waste of time. Going to school before you achieve anything depends on what you want to really achieve. This society stereotyping of, they have all come back to be a lie. And that is the consequences of what you are about to face in Nigeria. Unfortunately, all of us would have to face that. Get what I mean? So what I'm going to do is that I want to say a big thank you to everyone. It might be surprising. Like I said, when people don't kind of follow the simple rules, it simply means that their heart is not there. Okay. So in order to save the rest of your evening and all that, okay, I'm going to call it a night now. And the reason for that is because I kind of came on to get everyone to be part of the People's Parliament before the end of the month. But if I can't, I have actually given time, okay? So which means the plan was for everybody to come and express themselves. And it is probably not going to work for them now. I kind of feel like it is also too early. Let me say this before I go. Don't leave yet. I know that, during the Buhari time, there were so many people that could have spoken out. But because of the fear of what will happen to them or what they are likely going to do to some people who are like not really any threat, Nigerians became so scared, okay, of what would happen to them if they speak about Buhari. Somebody who, if you say something, DSS will pick you up. So a lot of people are very kind of cautious, okay? They prefer to discuss the issue of Nigeria in hushed tones, even when they live abroad. On Mayegun's Diary Political, over time, I managed to get people to live over that fear. Like it became something like, what is the worst that can happen? People didn't give a damn, right? But nevertheless, the fear was there. I've had people who appeared on Mayegun's Diary Political People's Parliament, even people who called in, who have told me that after they appeared on Mayegun's Diary Political, people were calling them. So Yusuf, you have joined the Mayegun's disciples, Abi. Yusuf, I saw you on that. You better be careful. That Mayegun guy, you don't go and don't go and try to be like him. Oh, be very careful. This Nigeria issue, don't let them kill you. People have told me that. But you know one thing, this start of Tifnumbu is so even going to be worse. And personally, I am beginning to feel like maybe for people to take a grasp of what has just happened to Nigeria and what they have to live with for the next 4 years. There are people like us who have signed up that, right, anything can happen to us, but before anything happened to me, I will leave the footprint of me telling those who care to listen that if anything, that those who are victims of Nigeria today is because their own time has come. Everybody's time is going to come. We're all going to, as long as Nigeria continues to exist, we are all waiting, waiting victims. Sure, you understand? So people like me has kind of signed up for that. If I go for road now and then grab me, hear from me for a few hours, I have already written my own, what do you call it? Amber Alert News. Agbeke knows what to do. She has access to all my social media platform. She has the exact message, word for word, what to share and tell everybody that I will know. Do you understand that? Which means prepared. So, it took time before people could boldly say. You can still see on my Ogun's Diary Political where people will be like, I don't want to mention my name because everybody was kind of being careful. But I know that of Tifnumbu is even going to be worse. So if a lot of you are still being cautious, I understand. Because anytime, the moment you appear on Mayegun's Diary Political, that is it. It's a diary. You will never come back and say, hello, Mayegun. Sorry, is there a way you can help me delete that your people's parliament? I have been receiving this. You know what I mean? It will never happen. That is why I said, when you come on here, if you are bold enough, and that's why I appreciate everybody who has featured on Mayegun's Diary Political People's Parliament. Okay? Those are the people who have grasped with it. A lot of people don't have the full understanding what is going to happen. So I understand that, but I wasn't expecting it to be this early. That you will begin to look at that, or maybe I am wrong, maybe not. So now there are about 6 of my parliamentarians who joined earlier that I said they didn't put on their camera, and I'm not going to put you on if you don't put on the camera. You are not going to speak with your camera off. You would have to put that camera on. Out of them, about 3 of them has already changed their mind. They've left the studio. So I understand. You understand me now? I get time. So with time, a lot of you are going to grasp with what has just happened, right? And a lot of you will then develop your own fighting, mechanism. And then it should now be or die, not die. At least the Justice Dati Joe, what's that one his name? That one of the justices that was supposed to deliver the judgments, the Supreme Court judgments, one of them that later retired, he retired yesterday. In his retirement speech, you know what he said? He said he joined the noble legal profession and he joined the Supreme Court because he was noble and credible, not corrupt like what they have today. And he said he's leaving it now as the most derived, institution in Nigeria that people don't trust anymore. It is so corrupt that before now, to become a justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, you have to earn it. It's by merit. That now he's leaving the Judicial, he's leaving the Supreme Court of Nigeria, where to become a Supreme Court Justice of Nigeria today, it's now having the tribal, the political, the religious, family coloration. People are now making their own children judges. They are now appointing their own wives, their girlfriends, their sons and all that as judges and justices of Nigerian courts. They are appointing people because of where they come from, tribe, religion, and all of that. And because of where those others comes from areas where they have already had those kind of prejudices against them, like the Igbos. As we speak today, they have 10 Nigerian Supreme Court justices now instead of 21. Okay, now they need to fill that up with 11. They will be filled up by people who are members or family members, relatives, political members of some of these APC, all rubbished. Now, it took this man 20-something years to say that. And then it was the day he was bowing out. That's when he said the judiciary should look into itself because it's now the most corrupt, the most untrusted. That's one of the justices that retired yesterday. Sure, you understand? So there is no way you have a country run that way and expect a positive growth or forward development. No, you can't. And you cannot wish for them. So that is why whatever it's going to take, there are people like us that will never stop talking. Mayegun won't stop talking. I would never stop talking, even if it has to be just one person listening. And I know my disciples too, they will never spreading the message that Nigeria cannot be rescued. The criminals have scammed and duped you, and they will use the same technique, the same way to oppress and suppress you. They are waiting for anybody to call on any protests now so that they can unleash their terror on you. That is why, that is why I said that what we need is the continued mental revolution. It won't take time. A lot of people that you are seeing today, oh my God, why do they always do this? I mean, before your election, I told you, I said, majority of us who were claiming to be so angry with Nigeria, and we want Nigeria to just let us go, have a conversation around a different paths, go our separate ways, or have our own different regional autonomy and all that. The moment the Asharade election started, majority of them turned against us. It took us 18 months for them to also realize what we saw when we said Nigeria could not be helped. But do not don't make any mistake that, of course, a lot of people have discovered that Nigeria cannot be helped. That doesn't mean that they are willing and ready to actually try something new or something different, right? Because Nigerians are conditioned in a way that they won't try anything outside the real box, because if it's going to shatter the entire box, they don't want to be part of it. They don't want to be tagged as anarchists. They don't want to be tagged as troublemakers. So in the process, we'll still be divided. And to whose advantage is that? To the advantage of the criminals, of course. Not be so. But nevertheless, 18 months after the whole distraction and everything, a lot of people have come back with much, much better experience now. But they are still very much curious. Then after all of this, what is next? Well, we need to keep your mind watered afresh with the same information that made you believe that you could probably change Nigeria through the Asharade election. Now that you know you can't, that art, we must continue to water it. It's like a little flower that needs to germinate, that needs to grow strong enough to a powerful tree, right? That will indeed withstand any kind of mental manipulation, because you are about to enter the worst of the worst mental manipulation. Friends will turn against friends. They will tell you everybody who is talking about Nigeria hates Nigeria. Everybody talking about Tifnubu and his crime and all the scandals that are going to envelop their criminal, their adventure. They are going to turn it around, and it's all going to end up as not about the economy, not about the people. It's going to be about religion, tribe, and you're going to watch Nigeria burn and burn and burn. And the criminals who are going to ignite that will never take responsibility. How do you fight back? A lot of people believe that we must be ready to go on the street. Of course, we must be. But there's one great weapon that we must also never neglect, which is what this platform stands for. If they ask you why do you want to go on the street when the time comes, I mean, you should be able to tell them why. The mind, the art that is able to explain and understand, that is able to understand and at the same time deceive the concept of being fooled by career criminals. And he or she knows every time you believe them or every time you give them time, you are only giving them the lifeline to keep you in that perpetuity of a slavery. Now, you know what I mean? So you need fresh, solid information that will continue to give you reasons why you must fight back. And that is what we have to do. There's going to be more. They have more resources than us. When I talk about resources here. I'm talking about money. They have more money. They control the institutions. So they have all the structure to unleash the never seen before propaganda on you, never seen before violence on us, and never seen before monumental corruption on the rest of you. Now, to maintain all of this, right, we need constant and consistent, fresh information, fresh reasons why the only resource that we have is our number. When people mention number, African Wahala was saying something about number earlier. When the people knows the power in number, and they are able, they also know how to harness that and use that, right? The game will be over. But now let me tell you that, let me explain that to you for you to understand. The population of people that are going to use their number, their strength, use their number as their strength judiciously, even without shooting a single gun. That population must be a population of well-enlightened, well-informed, well-educated population that knows that if they start, they can't stop until they get what they want. Now, to feed that population with the right information, every one of us who knows best and who knows better should always do better. Now, keep saying them, keep showing everything that people needs to know. Do not give up. They are never going to sleep or give up. They have managed to use propaganda as well as money to get themselves to where they are. They believe with the same money and propaganda, and with the little violence added to it, threat and intimidation, they can keep everybody under check and under control. But with the level of resources that we have, talking about access to information, when you have access to them, you must spread that information. A lot of people need them for every day to survive the propaganda fraudulent Nigeria that APC, Egbekegbe, is foisting on the rest of us. I want you to remember this. That's why it is so important. People need to know why. And they need to know why they want to fight. And once they know why they want to fight, that means they already know what they are fighting for. And when they know that it's going to be them, it's going to be us or them, then they will know that surrendering, no, I think they have a word for that too. Giving up is not an option. Now you need a population that knows that when they fight, giving up is not an option. You need a population that knows that when they try to play them with religious, tribal, and ethnic deceits, you need a population that knows that none of those ever work in their favor. There is no part of Nigeria today that is not feeling the total ruins and destruction brought about the people by these criminals. No part of Nigeria that is not feeling it. Nobody. You know what I mean? Like, there is no religionist that is not feeling it. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, everyone is wallowing in that ruined economy by these criminals, and they are not even giving up. Do you get that? Where you come from or who you are doesn't really matter anymore. If you want to be honest with yourself, you need a population that knows this. You need a population that's not going to kill their brothers because they have been told that their brothers is going to, is coming to take over their religion. It's coming to take over their whatever it is. You won't kill your brother because of religion. And the politician is telling you have to fight for that. You will not call your brother an infidel because a political jihadist sheikh told you that. Okay? You are not going to kill your own brother simply because of where they come from. You're not going to attack them. You're not going to give them up, because giving them up is like giving your own oppressors lifeline, because that's exactly what they want done, and they already pay people to do that for them. When you begin to attack yourselves because of where you come from, because of your religion, you are still being played. We need a population that doesn't get played by those divisive things, because what you have in Nigeria today, now everybody is actually collecting. So that's why we said the first revolution we should all be interested in is the revolution of the mind. Nigeria and Nigerians are completely effed up, and no amount of living in denial, okay, will actually take this away from us. Okay? Cherry picking what you think is right and what you think is wrong in your own world. We never make any of the, we never make this world any justice for anyone. You know that. But when you have a population that is educated, that knows the consequences of enabling criminals, that knows that it is self-destructive when you think you are doing other people, inhaling those people who are actually out to hand you. So we need that population. And to the glory of God, like I told the people, the Buharidins and the Buhari Didiris at the time, every day you wish that you would have something, at least one thing, that you'll be able to go and tell Mayegu and say, Mayegu, shame on you. Look at it now. Nigeria now has 24 hours electricity. Mayegu, shame on you. Have you seen the standard of schools that are being built? 22 million children out of school. They are all back to school. Shame on you. I know a lot of you will wish that you have something to celebrate, something to be happy about. But you see the criminals that are in charge of Nigeria, they don't get joy. Every day you wish they give you something to celebrate, something that lasts. But rather than give you that, they have given you trauma, hardship, poverty. You wish. And that's why I told you, wishes don't pay bills. Actions does. I wish your criminal politicians will actually do the right thing too. Okay? Because I know what it means when these criminals do what they normally do. And I know what it means in the lives of an average person. So when I read these statistics and I see that these are not just numbers, we are talking about human lives, people's livelihood, people's businesses, people's relationships, people's families, people's children, lives being wasted and lost by these rogues, actions and inactions. So if they manage to do the right thing, personally, I'll probably be the one to tell you about it, even before you come here and say shame on you. That's the kind of shame I wouldn't mind if in your deluded mind, it is a shameful thing to ask for something better working for you. They have denied you of what is real life and good life for so long. A lot of you have no idea what that even mean. So every day they will give me reasons to come here and remind you that until we drop our differences, until you stop being stupid enough to think that you are on the side of your oppressors in order to laugh and mock those you don't like, you are self-destructing and you are destroying yourselves, destroying your lives, destroying your future, destroying Nigeria even further. You are an enabler, but it's okay. You are also going to be a victim of your own choices. It's all up to us. Every day your criminal ruiners, they give us reasons to remind you that Nigeria is not for you. It's not for any one of us. And if they care at all, if you care at all, the conversation around if Nigeria should remain a country or not, that conversation will be initiated. And the people trapped in the contraption today will be given the first time opportunity in their lifetime, in the lifetime of this fake country contraption called Nigeria, for the first time for them to decide if they actually want to be part of this. That will be the beginning of maybe a possible real life living and experience for every one of us who is still alive. But before we die, please, you will have to stop living in that denial. So thank you so much. The People's Parliament tonight is now over. And I just needed to add that as a bit of a TED talk, okay? I'm going to see you some other time. So until then, stay safe and keep it, take it easy. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làwọn tó jódodo.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.